Yeah, I mean, anything that has improved eco, I feel like always ends up proving to be, stronger than the other landmarks, stronger than the other civs, especially, when it comes to being a good civ across all maps and choices there.
Yeah, no, you are completely correct, and just the amount of fun things that civ can do. But we are actually going to be getting into game.
Any second.
Haha. So we do have Dragevann playing the Byzantines in green. And on the other side of the map, we do have Araken playing as the Japanese on a land map. I am very shocked by this, actually. I thought Japan was a dead pick in his draft.
It's one that Japan is a civilization that has its time to shine in certain aspects. A lot of times it's hybrid maps, but with some of the new updates, some of the new changes, you might see them kind of not quite fully figured out in the new meta.
Oh, we did have that patch this week, didn't we? I remember looking it over, but I do not remember if Japan actually got anything out of it.
They definitely got some changes, but I do not remember enough to quote all of them. I have not practiced the good old meta enough either, actually, having all these computer problems, so haven't been able to catch up on all that, but I'm sure we'll be encountering plenty of that here today.
I think we might have accidentally ended up with the two casters that have the least amount of playtime lately, because you had your PC die and I had my apartment flood and had to move. So
yeah, I could act like I would be playing even if my PC didn't crash. I will say I would have at least have read the patch notes and been a lot. I have read them, but I'd be a lot more up to date with them. That being said, I was able to multitask, able to pull it up over here and see some of the changes. Barracks a little bit cheaper. Samurai are able to train a little bit quicker, and then they also have some just slight economic changes to how much the Daimo Manor costs and a couple Yoshiro adjustments. So they definitely are a little bit stronger, a little bit more capable here in not just going fast castle. Maybe we'll see some feudal age play with the quicker samurai training and cheaper barracks cost.
Yeah, because isn't it something ridiculous like a 50% reduction in how much on how much their barracks cost now?
Yeah,
like, it was
exactly.
Something like really drastic. So it kind of. I remember someone asking me whether or not Dark Age Samurai was going to be a thing, like a Dark Age Samurai Tower Rush, and it's just like, I think my friend there was I think he had burnt his food in the kitchen, trying to.
I don't know about the Tower Rush. Dark Age Samurai was an attempt for a few times, but I feel like it never kind of came to fruition. But it's one of those with these little slight timings, especially early on. 50% barracks reduction would be a lot. Right off the bat, could potentially try to make that happen, but obviously not seeing it this game. We have the Grand Winery, we have the Kuro Storehouse, both with more of the economical landmark choices here.
Yeah, and I'm expecting this to be the most stock standard kind of game for both of these civs, where they both want to do the same thing, so we're just going to see who does it better of can we fast castle.
I mean, the one who does it better, in my opinion, there is the Byzantines, because they get to have those mercenaries and still get to fast castle while having that, what I call like that feigted aggression. You can have 1-2 units, whether it's the Keshiks, whether it's, longbows, and, able to cause a reaction and force a reaction rather than just being that naked fast castle.
No, I completely agree. And I also think that to that point, like once they get there, even if we ignore, building Keshiks in the feudal age to harass your opponent, Cataphracts with Gulp are just that good. And as good as Mountain Samurai are, they're not even comparable in my opinion.
No, I mean Cataphracts with the Gulp build, it's a whole different gameplay, whole different style to play, especially when you kind of have that figured out, have that micro on point. But we are not. Whoa, we just saw Dragevann actually start to build the stables and decided to cancel it and just no production building at all. I think he was about to house himself, so had to rush down a house instead.
Building a stable seems extremely unusual. I would have expected a mercenary house, but I wonder if that indicates that he's going to be... Oh, scout almost gets got. I wonder if that indicates that he's not going to fast castle. I mean, he only has 2 guys on gold.
I mean, it could be one. A lot of these players like to, make a little bit of horseman early, have that a little bit of mobility to force a reaction. But even if he did, it wouldn't have been a great play. Look at what Araken's doing on his side, on the gold vein. So maybe he ended up circling with his scout, and he's definitely going to scout it out now and see, okay, double outpost. This is 100% not the Japanese feudal age. This is going to be the OG fast castle here coming out from Araken.
Yeah, and I just said that Dragevann had only 2 guys on gold. He transferred 6. He is going fast castle. I wonder, I wasn't paying close enough attention, but I wonder if Araken's scout was near Dragevann's base, and he tried to trick him into thinking he was going for a stable.
It could have been. I honestly think it was more of the route where he realized he was about to house himself and canceled it, and then just completely changed up his plan. Saw the outpost going down on the gold, probably said, all right, I'm just going to match the fast castle, and then we will just kind of blink here in a little bit and see both of these civilizations going up to castle in castle age. And that's really where it's all about the relics. It's all about if you spotted that one mounted samurai roaming the map. And because right now Araken's base is much more condensed, much safer. He's got those few farms, he's got double outpost, and meanwhile Dragevann, his gold is wide open, free and clear.
Oh, you are completely correct. I will say it is a little bit interesting to me that they are literally neck and neck with their age ups, despite the fact that Araken did go for these double towers, but at the same time, Dragevann did actually build some olive groves for safe food. So I guess they both put a fair bit of investment into wood to delay theirs. But we do see a floating gate, and Dragevann does see it going up, which is going to be an important bit. He knows the timing, and he does see a stable starting as well.
Yeah, the thing is once you see double outposts, it's all you know what's coming. It's the mounted samurai spam, but he has his own timing, not too far behind it. Golden Horn Tower going to start to be built. The key thing here is, while the Golden Horn Tower does, have that free mercenary units, it's still going to take time for him to kind of get a mass on out. Meanwhile, Araken will be able to just straight up pump out those mounted samurai.
Oh, I definitely agree. I think that the way
Desert Raiders. Oh wow.
I'm sorry, what?
Dragevann put the mercenary house on the trade post, so he has Desert Raiders right now.
Oh, I completely forgot the trade post even exists. Mangadai and Desert Raiders. Okay. Is this 2 or 3 Desert Raiders?
It's 3 Desert Raiders. Trying to burn down the house, barely in TC range, not the biggest deal, but what the big deal is that those Desert Raiders trade pretty well against the mounted samurai.
Oh yeah, that base 5 armor, it is quite effective, and we're already seeing Jesus. So the funny thing is the Desert Raiders, in my opinion, make the Golden Horn Tower better, and it also makes the Cistern of the First Hill better as well. Because Dragevann hasn't picked a contract, so the only thing he can get from his Golden Horn Tower is Desert Raiders. It will not give him anything else under any circumstance until he picks a contract. But at the same time, if you could gulp your Desert Raiders, that'd be really good too. So
I mean, we said he's not going to be able to spam the military, but now he's got double stables already down. It's going to be Cataphracts and Desert Raiders as the composition, and that's going to trade perfectly into, just that mounted samurai spam. Araken's trying to get a relic back in, going for Wololo. Dragevann takes a couple shots, repositions to cut off the pathing home, and that will be a dead Shinto priest.
Oh no, he's dead, Jim. And at the same time, that initial group of Desert Raiders has been very annoying in the back, just constantly causing pings.
Yeah, it has been quite annoying, but just at the same time, Araken getting a little bit of idle time, getting a little bit of annoyance there into the base of Dragevann. Cataphract pops up to defend himself, but that's still been quite a bit of idle. 15 villagers, all of the villagers off of the gold vein. But Araken does not want to lose any of those mounted samurai, especially when Dragavann's masses are very mobile and going to be able to just constantly circle and probably close down the gap and kill any of those lower health ones.
Yeah, and oh no, Dragavann's not microing. Oh.
He's circling around with the Desert Raiders. He should probably, yeah, there's another mounted samurai down, so 2 mounted samurai gonna fall, and maybe even the third getting cut off on the way out.
Oh, there we are. Sorry, I could not find where you were talking about, and I was looking at Araken's base trying to find it. Yeah, this is this is getting, I mean, out of hand is really the only way I can describe it. But these cataphracts are considerably stronger against mounted. Like, I thought mounted samurai would still beat a cataphract, but apparently I was completely off base with that. I thought the bonus, I thought the deflective armor was just that good.
Yeah, well, the real hard part here now is Araken's going into mass Onabugashas, and those not the greatest unit to go into cataphracts and Desert Raiders, in my opinion. They're really good when you get them massed up. I think he's just kind of trying to throw units into the base, trying to get some raiding done, but so far no real connections other than starting to burn the mercenary house.
Yeah, I think burning the mercenary house is what he wants the most, because that will cut him off of Desert Raiders. Like, if he can just deny this single mercenary house, like, that does accomplish something, because it does get rid of a particularly frustrating unit, at least for a bit, but all these units are going to go down. The Cataphracts and Desert Raiders have showed up, and there is absolutely no way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about. If that army mass just gets fully countered by everything Dragevann has, Cataphract's able to dive on in, Onabagasha running, trying to find maybe some damage in the economy, a few olive groves being built, but Dragevann saw the army coming already, pulled the villagers back in, and should be able to just run out and chase down the rest without any villager losses here.
Yeah, he gets close to killing one, but doesn't even manage that. And Dragevann is, I mean, he's having the time of his life at this point. I don't see how he loses this game.
Yeah, and the key here is this is one of those constant situations where the graphs and everything is a constant bait. It's like, oh, Dragavann's only up 2 military. It's like the value doesn't show all the olive oil units all the time, so it's not really taking into account those Desert Raiders. It's just the Cataphracts, and just the Cataphracts could win this fight probably against what Araken has out as well, and he's got quite a bit of support, so Dragavann's just going to be able to kind of take control of this map, not allow Araken to continue to bring back these relics like he has already done with one. And that's, you can actually see that's where kind of Dragavann's posturing is right next to the next relic. A little bit of a raid into the berries, but yet again, it does look like finally some connections onto Dragavann's economy. A few villagers going down, a few more running on away, but more units lost for Araken. So this takes time for him to like restabilize with military, time that he may not have, as Dragavann might be knocking on his doorstep here pretty soon.
Yeah, like getting villager kills is always great, but the thing that people need to understand is a villager kill takes like 3 minutes to actually feel. Killing 3 villagers and then losing your entire army does not matter. It means those villager kills didn't matter, and I think that's what we're about to see happen.
Dragevann, though, diving onto the base, doesn't want to full commit. Remember, this is a Japanese upgraded TC, so a little bit of extra fire, a little bit of extra damage, and Araken in a defensive position, able to push Dragevann back away.
Yeah, and one thing we haven't touched on is, while, like, Araken does have a fair bit of spears now, which is the natural counter to these units. And these
are if the fight gets taken, and fight is being taken, a little bit of distraction in the economy as well. Desert Raiders fighting melee against the spears like you were talking about. And Dragevann is now taking losing fights, not kiting back, not utilizing that mobility like he should. Araken raiding.
Καλά εκτελουμένη δομή. Ο τόξος έτοιμος. Τι θέλει να το ξέψει. Δια το υπακούει έτοιμος να το ξέψω. Ο τόξος έτοιμος. Τι θέλει να το ξέψει.
And we're back. Yeah, the Parsec bot was having a little bit of an issue.
Huh.
But yeah, so anyway, so we are back. The big thing with that fight is, while Araken did lose all of his
Oh god.
oh no. Oh god. Oh no.
What you're about to say just needs to be cut off, because Araken's about to lose his whole entire economy here. He sent 20 villagers out to the gold. He had an outpost for vision, but the outpost for vision only helps if you react to what's going on, and react he does just a little too late. Already loses 8 villagers, make that another 10.
15.
Oh my gosh, great trample through from the cataphracts. And you said, you know, it takes a little bit to feel those villager kills. It doesn't take long to feel that many villager kills there.
Yeah, I was referring to, you know, like, feeling like 3 or 4 or 5, not a third of your economy. And chat, I would like to apologize if you had any children watching that war crime happen. I understand that, you know, we are a safe for work stream, but oh god, that oh no, there's more. Oh, okay. Dragevann let them live. He let them live so they can tell the tale of his mercy.
I mean, and this is just one where we can already see the military starting to be affected. Dragevann, he made a transition into some cheaper units finally behind this, transitioning into an archer mass, transitioning into Limitanai, and he's just gonna completely overrun Araken's economy, his whole entire base, and there's no way that Araken can hold. He's got a lot of gold, which is the sad part. He had all those villagers on gold, but he doesn't really need it with the 4 relics he has coming in now.
Yeah, the 4 relics and the Euroshiro as well, but we do have this fight starting up here, and I just don't see it doing anything, and Araken doesn't see it doing anything either, and he calls GG. Oh no!
Yeah, game number 1 goes over to Dragevann. It was a back and forth for a little bit, and the thing about RTS games, Age of Empires 4, any RTS game, and I feel like for the most part, is if you look away for one moment, you don't react to some of those pings that come your way, and you lose half your economy or a third of your economy, and there's just no recovering from that.
Yeah, and I know we kind of started this game asking the question of, who does the better fast castle? You know, Byzantines or Japanese? And I think we discovered that the answer is actually a Ubids. You know, with how much work those Desert Raiders want put in, I think the answer is actually a Ubids. So, but yeah, that is, oh god, that villager graph is just, it's so hard to look at.
It definitely hurts to see. Definitely is one that you're glad you're not a villager in that Japanese economy. You didn't have to go out to gold, because if so, you wouldn't be too long for this world. But you know, that was just game number 1. Hopefully Araken can just put that one behind him, and you know, make sure to stay attuned to some of those pings. I know I've had that happen plenty of times. I call it the invisible horseman raids, except it was more than just one horseman there.